Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading. Today we're going to take a look at the mysterious disappearance of Rebecca Coriam, who disappeared on March the 22nd of 2011 as she was working on a Disney cruise ship. I think it was called Disney Wonder. Nobody really knows what happened to her. I believe that Disney and the people that worked on that cruise ship were saying that she jumped or fell off of the fifth deck, although the wall around the fifth deck, which is where the crew pool is higher than the average person's head, so falling would be out of the question. But in any case, so the story from their side is that she jumped or fell from the fifth deck. Other people say no way that she would have done that. There were a few signs of life, if you were to call it that. Her credit card, which was not found among her belongings on board the ship, was used, or at least somebody tried to use it in April of that year. And later on, somebody actually came and changed her Facebook password. Somebody else in August thought, I think they said that they were 85% sure that they saw her in Venice. But there's really nothing solid out there, so what happened to her, we don't know, but hopefully the tarot can tell us a little bit more about that, at least give some information into the situation. I tend to get a lot of situational information when I do my readings. We're going to start off with the Modern Witch Tarot, which is this one, and for any further questions we are moving on to the Santa Muerte deck, which is this one. So as per usual, I am an intuitive reader. I'm going to tell you what I see in the cards, and if you see something else that you would like to make known, put that in the comment section below. Other notice, there's a rainstorm going on outside with some thunder and lightning, so hopefully you won't hear too much of that, but possibly there will be some rumbling in the background. Do not concern yourself. So anyways, I'm going to start shuffling the deck, and as soon as I have a good amount of cards here, we'll take a look at what we got. So let's go. Okay, we've got quite a lot, and in the meantime the rain has really started pouring down, so you might hear some of that. But that only lends to the, I guess, atmosphere in a way. We're starting off with two fours right here. We got the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups. Let me just grab them real quick. Now the Four of Swords is normally a card of taking a break, resting, trying out a new perspective perhaps as well. It has a little bit of hangman energy, but it's mostly you need a break because you're stressed or there's a lot to be concerned about. But in this case it's in reverse, and it seems like a prolonged insecurity or an inability to rest. Like sometimes you're so stressed you can't even take a break. That type of energy is what I'm getting here, and this seems to me like something that may have been going on in the background next to this Four of Cups, which is normally like being dissatisfied with your choices, your options. And I feel in combination with these two, actually it's more of a seeing no options card and being worried about that. And we kind of see a confirmation of that here as well with the Eight of Swords, which is kind of like being trapped in your mind or in a certain wheel. Next to the Page of Pentacles. I need to grab the Five of Cups with that in a moment too, but let's just start over here with the Eight of Swords. Like I said, just kind of trapped in your mind. There's certain things that you cannot look beyond. Like this person could easily take these ropes off and take the thing off her eyes, the bandana, to see the path is clear in front of them, but something is trapping her in a certain mindset, saying no, I can't do this, I can't do this, I have to do something to get out of this, but I can't see how. And then we see here a Page of Pentacles, which is usually like a new opportunity, a sudden surprise, like hey look, there's this thing we could do. So far it looks as though she was having some issues that she wanted being worked on, she wanted to get out of somehow. Maybe somebody, I get the sense that somebody maybe put it in her mind, because these swords cards are very much like communication, thoughts, words, that type of thing. So I think maybe she had a conversation with somebody maybe who kind of put this in her head that she needed to solve a problem, and then somebody came up with a quick solution. Like the page is not a very mature card yet. Whatever it is that this opportunity may have pointed towards might not have matured quite yet, like it's very early stage type of deal. We also see here the Five of Cups in reverse. Instead of focusing on potential outcomes, they kind of looked at the cups that were tossed over or overturned and just thought, yeah, you know, I don't really have much of a choice because this is the only option I got. I've already lost so much and I gotta do this, because we see next to that the Knight of Swords, which is, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'm gonna rush ahead. I'm gonna go into this new adventure. We're gonna solve this real quick. It needs to be done now. That type of thing. Now, I don't know what type of person she was necessarily. She may not have normally done things rashly, but it kind of looks like she was put in this situation to make rash decisions. And people over here were perhaps not aiding that. Well, they were aiding the situation but not helping her, because we see here the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is like a work related thing, cooperation with certain people. And then we have the Nine of Swords also in reverse. So that's again the anxiety, the continual anxiety. So this is something that she may have sat with for a while, and it kind of came to a head there on the 22nd of March or around that time. So she was perhaps trying to settle a deal with somebody and it caused her great concern, but I do feel like she thought she was really working on her balance, like she was really being frugal, or at least careful, cautious, doing the right thing, thinking that she was making smart decisions. That's where we get the Four of Pentacles here. But next to that we see the Fool, so she trusted somebody to lead her in the right direction. And instead of doing that, we have here the Five of Swords and the Eight of Wands and the High Priestess in reverse. I'm going to grab all three at the same time. There. So the Five of Swords is almost like not wanting to fight. When this card came out, I thought, okay, she sees things. She sees things that make her less than happy, less than satisfied. But instead of talking about it and slowing things down, she just kind of ignores it and goes along with it, and also kind of silences her intuition here with the High Priestess in reverse. So it seems like with this story over here, somebody kind of talked an issue into her mind that she was trying to resolve, and then later somebody came up with the solution, and this is probably a coordinated effort, which is why we're seeing the Three of Pentacles over here next to the Nine of Swords. So somebody caused a problem and then came in with the solution, and this somebody could be a group of people, because usually if somebody else that offers the problem and also gives you the solution, that might make certain people suspicious. But if it's somebody else who they kind of trust already because they have somewhat of a working relationship, then that can come across more as a savior rather than being suspicious. So I feel like there perhaps was like a wouldn't say a plot, but a plan. Somebody had a plan, a group of people perhaps, and she went with it. And that's how she let her intuition, or ignored her intuition, and went ahead with it without complaining or actually voicing her objections. That's what I'm looking for. So that's kind of how she got there. Let's see if we can find anything out about what happened as a result of that. Like, what really happens. First card out is the Three of Pentacles in reverse again. So once again, this is the same one as over there, Three of Pentacles. This, whoever, whatever group of people this was that she was working with, this cooperation, quote unquote, continued. So even after that, we still see them working on this same thing. Queen of Swords is here. I get the impression that this is somebody else. This is not Rebecca, so I feel like somebody else. This might be one of the people that is represented by the Three of Pentacles in both cases, or somebody related to that little group, somebody that convinced her that this was the right thing to do. So we see her showing up. What her part in this is, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she may have something to do with that Page of Pentacles. Then we've got the Hierophant. Okay, so this is somebody coming in as a higher power, somebody who is some type of authority in a certain field. And since we're about to put them next to the Queen of Swords, I get the impression that this is also a group member, perhaps somebody who was not present at the time, somebody who she may have like come into contact with afterwards, and perhaps like been told the law, so to speak, like, oh, this is what we're gonna do, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and there's no way that you're going to go against me because I am able to do this, that, and the other thing because I have connections, I have, I don't know what else you got, but somebody that she did not dare go against. So what happened to her after that? Whoop, these guys made a literal flip. After that, Page of Swords and the, what is this? 9 of Wands? 6 of Wands. So again, we get more swords energy. In this case, we get the Page of Swords and the 6 of Wands. So somebody talked her into, or at least because it's next to the page, or I mean the 6 of Wands here, it almost feels like they managed to spin it in such a way with their words and their manipulations that it seemed like a good idea. That's why we're getting this 6 of Swords, like being brought in with a lot of I guess positive emotions. I get the word love bombing, almost like a cult thing, but not quite a cult thing. I feel like this is more of pulling her into their plan even further, perhaps by being super nice. Let's see what we got beyond that. Okay, this one decided to push the High Priestess away. Let's put you back. 5 of Cups. Again, but this time it's upright. So I feel like this is now the realization that perhaps there were other things that you could have done. You see here the maze mind. Like after this whole spiel over here, she may have started to have some doubts. She may have remembered her initial thoughts, reservations, or perhaps the initial certainty that she thought she had, and now kind of doubting that. And also the feelings is basically the feelings that she had before, like, oh, I can't do anything else other than that. She may have now looked at what she lost, and perhaps also realizing what she could have gained. Like, this is maybe a turnaround moment for her. Suddenly she is more aware of her surroundings, perhaps, and starts to feel a certain way about that, changes her feelings about it. Then we have the 8 of Cups, which is walking away, or at least attempting to walk away, because this is a fairly dark card. As you can see, this person is wearing a whole bunch of skulls around her head, which are supposed to be cups. She has a dark cloth over her head. Her entire body is clad in black, it looks like, and she's definitely considering things. And I feel like this is her realizing her situation and wanting to leave. Okay, so what happened then? What happened then? We have the 3 of Swords in reverse here. And we've got Queen of Cups in reverse here. Right. So we see here the Queen of Cups in reverse, somebody who is, I feel like, stuck in her feelings as well, because we got the 3 of Swords next to that. And if you take a quicker, or at least a closer look to the card, maybe I want to turn around so it's a little easier to see. There is this one skeleton in the background there, putting 2 swords into this other skeleton right here. So this is definitely literally a backstabbing. And I feel like the Queen of Hearts here is representing Rebecca, so it's kind of like she finally realized her situation. She had tried to walk away with the Eight of Cups over here and being unable to do so because somebody decided to backstab her in that moment and then trapped her in there. I want to go for one more card for this one, and then I'll go back to the Modern Witch Tarot. Let's see what else we can find. Oop, that's way too much, but okay, that means we're just going to continue with this small stack here. That one. Oop. Now I'm throwing everything. What's this one? Fell on the table a moment ago, and we've got here the Ten of Wands in reverse as well. So the Ten of Wands is usually like a burden about to be lifted, and in this case they're both in reverse, and this really seems like being trapped, unable to let go of the burden with the Ten of Wands and unable to leave, or I guess let the other things go, get out of other people's clutches, because it's again a sword, and that means a sword card, sorry, and that means more words, more thoughts, more manipulation. I feel like she is trapped, or she was trapped at least at that point. Stabbed in the back and then trapped in place and unable to let go of the burden. That's what I'm seeing here. Alright, let's see if we can get any more cards in, like where is she now? How is she doing now? Whoop. That one flew across the table. Let's just fix this first real quick. Oh, it's two cards. There. So we now have the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Swords is still here. So she is still unable to move and unable to determine her own way around. I suppose what we do see here in Ace of Cups, and that's like a possibility, perhaps new opportunities. I'm almost getting this vibe like Stockholm Syndrome, almost like that. Like if she's still out there, she is still unable to move, but she might also have a reason to stay. I think that's kind of what this might be. Like that might be why she wouldn't return if she were still alive and out there. Okay, let's see if we can get any more cards for this, and then we're gonna have to call it for today. Anything that we still need to know about this case? Will she be found? We get Three of Wands. This seems to me like more Six of Swords energy, because the Three of Wands is usually about making plans, about journeying and stuff like that, and this person is, although they are looking off into the distance at the boats there, and it looks like freedom because they have so much open space in front of them, it doesn't look like they're able to make plans and leave. So whether they're alive, I don't think she will be found, at least not for quite some time yet, because there is this lack of opportunity. This might also represent people who are trying to find her, who just keep traveling around to see if they can find her, go and check out leads, perhaps. Just that always elusive feeling, like you feel like you're almost there and then turns into nothing, that type of feel. So it's kind of like a hopelessness almost. I think that the search for her is going to continue for quite a long time and may not even be concluded. That's quite sad, but that's what the card is saying right now. So that is what we're seeing for Rebecca Coriam. Hope you found that interesting, and I hope to see it in another video. In any case, thanks for watching. If you have anything you'd like me to do a reading on, make sure to put that in the comment section below, and bye bye for now.